Here we are today, same day, another day. 2005 Nissan Quest SL 3.5 motor, alternator replacement. Here we go.
Here we go.
We're replacing the alternator because it's oil saturated. It caused a fire with said oil. See our other videos on all that stuff about showing the alternator wire, but we'll get to that once you take it out. We'll put it in this video as well. Anything before I pause it?
Nope, just I can't stand it.
The Ramba Shimmy Shake alternator replacement. Woo. All right, doing a check-in. I guess you're taking out the refrigerant and the radiator.
Yeah, sometimes what you can do is you can take out the radiator fan and then take off the AC compressor hose, and if you're really careful, you can maneuver it out of here. Sometimes.
Oh, you can see all the oil a lot better.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Down here.
Gotcha. The alternator's right here. What happens is, because of the size of it, it doesn't always come out. Sometimes you do have to take the radiator all the way out. I had to drain the fluid anyway to get the hose off and stuff. So if I have to, then it's just the process of taking the radiator hose off and removing it. I really don't want to. But
so this customer too wants to know where her oil leaks are coming from at this point. Obviously, the valve cover gasket. Since a lot of things are open now, are you able to determine anything
well, I
else
definitely know that the valve covers are leaking. I definitely know that it's got trans leaks over there. I definitely know it's got a power steering leak.
All
Where
right.
from?
Well, awesome. I'll go note those things, and we'll come back to bug you in a little bit. All right, we're back on.
I'm going to put my cigarette out.
Nice. I wonder, you know how we like to...
So you want to come over here?
Wait, you know how we like to point out how other shops manage to run a shop and pretend they're a small business and get great videography? And well, I want to point out and do a bitch fest today of how does anybody get anything done? Because I run the entire everything in the shop except for the wrenching, and sometimes I do oil changes now. But so how do I get anything done while I'm also the filmmaker? Here we go. We got to hire somebody in just to be a filmmaker.
All right, so I am going to have to take off the bracket. If you want to come over, I can show you. Oops,
Where do you want me to go?
Shit. Yeah, look at the back of the alternator. It's just melted.
Wow.
Yeah.
Put some light on it.
Okay, hold on.
Wow.
Let me see. Yeah.
Oh, there was a fire in the engine compartment near the coolant reservoir. I had a bottle of water to put it out.
Yeah, look at that, man. It's just all melted out. Yeah, it looks like that. Yeah, it would end up, though it didn't, it was actually charging, it would end up frying on me later on.
I'm sorry. All my life, when I never knew anything about cars until I started working on cars with you, maybe 5 years ago, 6 years ago. Okay, so I didn't really know much about cars, although I could manage to realize it needed fluids and stuff, and even tape up a hose here and there in my 20s to get it back on the road. But so when I contacted this customer to tell her about her excessive oil leaks, which is what probably caused the fire, she was very angry because she said, I had them all taken care of a year ago. And I had no idea that it was still leaking. All I want to say is this: open up your engine compartment, which is the hood. Open up your hood. If you see anything that looks shiny or fluid-like, you got a leak.
Yeah, you got a leak.
And you can't be mad at the mechanic who fixed said leaks a year ago when it's your vehicle And you can clearly open up the hood and see that.
Well, this has actually got a cover.
It has a leak.
Yeah,
it does. I didn't know.
Yeah.
Honestly, I didn't know. So maybe my bad.
Yeah. Sometimes it is hard, but the top of the cover.
Really, I thought it was exposed. I didn't realize it had a cover. Well, I think there was a little bit of telltale signs. Maybe your oil was low, fluids are low. But
let's just move this over a little bit.
I guess I'm in that mode of, customers want to put everything on the mechanic. Yes. And then it's my job to say, it's your car.
Well,
and I'm going to put it on you.
Plus, sometimes what happens is, okay, so you got to be really, I'm probably not going to be able to move my hands in that, which you can see, but you just got to be really ginger. And it comes out over here.
I mean, I explain to a lot of customers how you got to plan on spending about $1,000 a year on your vehicle. Yeah. And if you don't do that, then I'm putting it on you for not maintaining your car.
There we go. Look at that. It actually, though, it was charging. You can see it's pretty good. The wires caught fire. And though I cleaned it, I cleaned some of this. You can see the cake that's on here. And probably what happened is it overheated. It caught fire from all the liquid that was pouring on it, and then...
I am glad she chose to replace it. We were a little bit on the fence about it. Because you said it tested good, but then when I explained how if it rolled out of here and caught on fire again, we were not responsible, then she decided to replace it. So I'm kind of glad she did. She has kids, even if it was just herself.
Even the top of them.
And I think it seems pretty dangerous.
There's some of it. That's some of the backing. If you look down there, you can see this oil it's been leaking for a while. That if somebody did all the valve, they would at least I would have pressure washed it to clean it, because you couldn't have found any. You see,
not
this has never been touched.
Washes,
I know, but that hasn't been touched in a year. Let me see. You can look right at the valve cover. Look right here.
I'm looking.
You see that's caked on there.
That could be a year's worth of oil.
I don't know about that.
I don't know either. But
it is what it is. Sometimes
I guess we'll be back.
Well, she also said that she was in a crash and they did something with the transmission, so maybe it had a transmission leak. And they fixed that, and she thinks oil.
Right, I think she don't really know what they did with her car. And I'm going to say that kind of falls on the customer too. Learn your lesson. Be a proactive customer. Be proactive about your own vehicle. Keep your receipts. Definitely. You can Google search and YouTube anything now. Yeah. I mean, look at us. What would we call it? I don't know. I'm feeling a little sick today, so my words are elapsing my brain. I was going to say non-professional movie makers right here have our own YouTube channel, and we're educating people. So
try our best.
Keep your receipts. Know what was done to your car. Right, communicate with your mechanic. Find one mechanic and stick with that person. If you find a mechanic you don't trust them, get another one.
Right. Don't keep going back.
Get a mechanic that you can trust and that you can discuss things with. You can ask questions. They don't mind sharing knowledge. They don't mind telling you exactly what they're doing to your car, exactly what they find wrong with your car. And fix your car right if you want to keep it.
Right. It's your car. Ultimately, it's your car.
And then I'm going to say, and stop blaming everybody for your failure to maintain your own vehicle.
And this is the problem. Go to a mechanic's going to tell you everything that you're doing.
Right.
I mean, I gave this lady an option. I told her, your alternator is testing good, and it was. The wires were all damaged. I fixed them.
But then again, we got to protect ourselves in this business and say, if you don't replace it and it catches on fire, exactly. Don't cry wolf. Don't come sue me because it's your car and you chose not to. So I am glad that she chose to. Really, I don't want to see anything bad happen to anybody. So,
so this is going to be, because I got to be careful.
Want me to pause it for now? Well, I got something to do, but
yeah, you can. I mean, it's going to go in. You just it's got to be finagled. Really, you're supposed to take the radiator out to get in there.
well, you'll get it. I'll come back when you're bolting up some stuff. Obviously, the alternator goes there. You're going to get it in. Bam. All right. Back at it.
Oops. Okay, well, I'll just show you. I'm sorry about that, but that's what happens when you're doing.
You mean when you're trying to run a business and you didn't hire somebody to be a filmmaker? To just stand by and film you the entire time?
And you don't have a guy over in the other bay doing all the work while you're doing this. Okay, so I'm going to show you if you come over here. Okay, the alternator's actually in, at least the bottom half is in. What happens with these, because they're kind of a pain in the butt, what I do to kind of shortcut it is this right here is just a dowel. It's actually a punch, and I put it in here to line up the front. The bolt's already in, and I'll show you in a minute if you come over here. Okay, so I don't know if you can see it, but if you look up in here where you see the right here, that's the back of the bolt. Let me see, and then it just kind of pushes in. I gotta wiggle that through, but that's where it's going to go in there. And this is where it comes in difficult, because I actually got to use two hands. So let me see if I can do it with you watching. It's in. You see it's in? Now it's in. Let me look back here real quick if you can move out of my way just for a second. That's how I don't see how they can do it, man, because there's so much more involved. Right, so that's in.
I'm going to be honest and say that I'm just tired of filming this freaking Nissan. This is like our fourth video today on this same car.
Yeah, well, it's only because
there's so much wrong with it.
No, we're not doing it all at once. I'm trying to do what I see all the other guys do on TV, doing the videos. But you see, the only way you can actually do it is if you have somebody here, or you take all the time you possibly can to get the job done correctly. I'm just gonna.
And unfortunately, I don't have an assistant and I can't just stand here and film.
Okay, so at the end of this, we'll just say, we'll just cancel this one.
No, well, so I don't understand what's left to say on the. Okay, we're replacing an alternator.
Right, but you're trying to show them how to take it off and put it back together. So anyway, at least we know.
Did you put the new pulley on? We did actually.
Not yet until that's what I'm trying to say. I still got to put all the bolts on the alternator.
Well, we'll watch you do that when it comes down.
All right. Right now I have get my bolt in there.
I think my biggest obstacle is I just get a lot of your back, because it is hard to try to watch the job and not be in your way.
Right. Well, that is difficult, especially when I'm working out of a box where might as well pause it, because now I got to find my hole. And you probably have to come on this side, because this is where the bolt's going in. So then now we're going to put in the top bolt on this alternator. Inch.
That'll be in your way. Right, it's hard.
I don't know how
I'm either in your way or only getting your hands. So I'm trying my best to let people see what you're doing, but sometimes it's just not possible.
Maybe we'll, since this is pretty much obvious, maybe when I'm done getting this in, getting it tightened up, then we'll come back. Yeah.
All right, checking in with the mechanic again, and so I guess the alternator's in, and He's now replacing the power steering belt.
Yeah, it's going to be hard for you to see, but it's just a pain in the butt. This is one of those deals. I mean, I would love to be the guy who always works on the same car every single day. This is the problem. I gotta get over here. This should be loosened. Let me see real quick. See, there's these little